Friday nights meant one thing. You'd finish dinner, pile into the car, and drive through the dark to that glowing storefront with the big blue and yellow sign. Maybe it was a Blockbuster. Maybe it was a smaller place with a hand-painted name. Either way, the moment you walked in, you felt it. Bright fluorescent lights, rows and rows of VHS boxes, the smell of carpet and popcorn, and families everywhere, wandering the aisles, hunting for something good. If you grew up in the 80s or 90s, you know. The night didn't start when you got home and pressed play. It started here at the video store, standing in front of the new releases wall, hoping that one movie you'd been waiting for was finally in. This video is a trip back to Friday nights at the video store, when renting a movie was an event, not something you scrolled to on an app. From walking the aisles to rewinding the tape to talking about it at school on Monday. What was your go-to movie back then? Was it The Lion King, Jurassic Park, Die Hard? Drop a comment and let me know what you always rented. And if this brings back memories, go ahead and hit that like button. Friday, after school or after work, felt different. You knew where you were going that night. The video store. It was routine, a ritual, something you looked forward to all week. You'd finish dinner, maybe help with the dishes, and then your dad would grab the car keys. Let's go pick out a movie. The drive there was part of it. Dark streets, streetlights passing by, maybe the radio on low. And then you'd see it, that lit-up storefront in the strip mall, glowing like a beacon. The parking lot was always full on Friday nights. Families, teenagers, couples on dates. Everyone had the same idea. You'd walk through the door and the smell hit you first. Carpet, plastic, sometimes popcorn if the store sold snacks. The lights were bright, fluorescent, clinical almost, but somehow it felt exciting. Cardboard standees lined the walls, life-size cutouts of Arnold Schwarzenegger holding a gun, a giant dinosaur from Jurassic Park, the latest Disney princess smiling down at you. The store was loud, not chaotic loud, but busy, kids running between aisles, parents calling out, "Don't touch that," someone at the counter returning a stack of tapes, the clerk scanning them one by one, the beep of the scanner punctuating the noise. If you lived through this, you know, walking into that store on a Friday night felt like possibility, like adventure. You didn't know what you'd end up watching, but you knew it would be good, or at least you hoped it would be. The new releases wall was always the first stop. That's where the good stuff was, the movies that had just come out on video. Problem was, everyone else wanted them too. You'd scan the wall looking for that one box you'd been waiting for, and then you'd see it, the cover art bright and colorful calling to you. But when you reached for it, you'd realize the box was empty, just a placeholder. The actual tape was gone, already rented. So you'd move on, walk slowly past the rows of VHS boxes, reading spines, pulling one out here and there. Action, comedy, horror, family, each section had its own vibe. You'd pick up a box, flip it over, read the description on the back. A few grainy still photos, a couple sentences trying to sell you on the story. That's all you had to go on. No trailers on your phone, no reviews online, just the box in your gut. Family negotiations were real. Your parents wanted something everyone could watch. You wanted something with explosions or dinosaurs. Your little sister wanted a cartoon. Compromises had to be made. Fine, we'll get The Lion King again, but next week I pick. And there was always a limit. One tape, maybe two if it was a special weekend. So the choice mattered. You couldn't just grab 5 movies and figure it out later. You had to commit. And once you made your decision, you'd carry that VHS box to the counter like it was treasure, hoping it would be worth it. The ride home was quiet, anticipation. The plastic case sat in the bag on your lap, maybe with the store's logo printed on it. You'd peek inside just to make sure the tape was actually there. Sometimes people stole them, returned the box but kept the tape. But tonight you were good. The tape was there, black and chunky, label on the spine. Back at the house, setup began. Your mom made popcorn either in a pot on the stove, butter sizzling, kernels popping like fireworks, or in the microwave, that chemical butter smell filling the kitchen. Your dad moved the TV trays into position. You grabbed blankets. Someone turned off most of the lights, leaving just one lamp on in the corner. Then came the ritual, opening the VHS case, that satisfying click of the plastic clamshell, sliding the tape out, walking over to the VCR. And here's where it got tricky. If the last person who rented it didn't rewind, you had to do it yourself. You'd hit the rewind button and wait, that high-pitched whir, the counter ticking backwards, it felt like forever. If you'd like a longer, deeper version of this story, tell me in the comments and write longer version. Now, let's keep going. Finally, the tape was ready. You'd push it into the VCR, that mechanical clunk as it dropped into place. The blue screen, then the movie studio logo. The whole family gathered in the living room. No phones in anyone's hands, no distractions, just you, them, and whatever was about to play on that screen. And honestly, that felt perfect. Every VHS tape had a sticker, every video store had signs. Be kind, rewind. It wasn't a suggestion, it was a rule, an unspoken social contract. You rewind the tape when you're done so the next person doesn't have to wait. It was courtesy, respect, the kind of thing people just did. But not everyone did it, and when you got a tape that wasn't rewound, it was frustrating. You'd load it into the VCR, press play, and instead of the beginning of the movie, you'd get the end credits. So you'd sigh, hit rewind, and wait again. Your parents took this seriously. Don't leave it in the car, it'll warp in the heat. Put it back in the case, don't just leave it lying around. Don't touch the tape inside, you'll ruin it. The tape itself was fragile, magnetic. If you weren't careful, it could get tangled, stretched, or worse, erased. At the end of the night, after the movie was over, you'd rewind it. Out of courtesy, out of habit. The VCR would whir and click, spooling the tape back to the beginning, and you'd wait until it stopped. Then you'd pop it out, slide it back into the case, and set it by the front door so no one would forget to return it. The physicality of it all mattered. The weight of the tape in your hands, the snap of the plastic case, the sound of the VCR accepting the tape. It wasn't just watching a movie, it was an experience, a process, and that made it feel more real. The tape had a due date, usually overnight, sometimes 2 nights if you paid extra, but either way you had to bring it back. Your mom would put the case by the door, a little reminder. Don't forget, we have to return that today. Returning it was easy. You'd drive back to the store, walk up to the counter, and hand it over. The clerk would scan it, drop it into a bin behind the counter, and that was it. Or if the store was closed, you'd use the after-hours return slot, a little metal door in the wall or a big box by the entrance. You'd drop the tape in and hear it land with a soft thud. And then days later, you'd be back, same store, same aisles, and you'd see that movie again, the box back on the shelf, and you'd remember, oh yeah, we watched that last weekend. It felt like running into an old friend. But the real magic happened on Monday, at school, at work, wherever you saw your friends. You'd talk about the movie, quote lines, reenact scenes. Did you see when? I know, that part was insane. Everyone had watched something over the weekend, and Monday morning was when you all compared notes. Some families went every Friday, others only for birthdays or special occasions, but either way it was an event, a ritual, something you looked forward to. The video store wasn't just a place to get movies, it was part of the rhythm of life, part of what made the weekend feel real. That was Friday nights at the video store. The glow of the storefront, the hunt for the perfect movie, the anticipation on the drive home, rewinding the tape, watching together, and returning it the next day already thinking about what you'd rent next week. It wasn't just about the movie, it was about the whole experience, the ritual, the togetherness. Tell me in the comments, what was your favorite movie to rent back then? And if you want the full, longer version of this story, just let me know.